guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing really well. It's Monday morning and wow, really feels like a Monday morning. It is grey and windy and I've had just the morning from hell, to be honest, and the night from hell. Like, I just did not get any sleep for various reasons. Well, two little human reasons, and yeah, I'm just like insanely tired. And you know, when the weekend like used to be a time to reset and like rest and recuperate after a week of work or like a week of doing stuff, yeah, that's not a thing anymore when you have two young kids, that they literally just suck the life out of you. Don't get me wrong, we've had like a really good weekend. Like, we did loads of lovely things. You know, I've had loads of fun with the kids. But you know, when you actually then sit and stop, you go, wow, I'm tired. Like, you realise how tired you are. And yeah, now I've just got like loads of washing, loads of dishes, loads of housework. Oh my gosh. That coffee machine has had a lot of use this morning, I can tell you that for free. But yeah, so this morning George is at nursery. We had to get up and out of the house, and it is now coming up to 10 o'clock, and I've just actually came home from the nursery run. I got Hallie down for her nap finally. She was like fighting it a little bit. She's been really ill, just like this time of year, illness from like her brother bringing loads of germs back from nursery. Frankly, I was a little bit ill, but obviously it's always hard on a baby, isn't it? So she's been up a lot in the night and not napping too much, and obviously I've just been like contact napping with her and cuddling her and stuff, and it's been lovely, I'm not gonna lie, but wow, I'm just really tired. Yeah, last night was just like constant, like as soon as my head hit the pillow, the other one woke up, and then I'd get that one back and the other one woke up. It was just like they were tag teaming it big time, and I'm so tired. I was so tempted to not vlog this morning, but I thought, you know what, the people that are going to understand this are you guys, because we're all going through it, or we've all gone through it in the past, or we're all about to go through it. Yeah, it's just life right now, right? This is our no sleep era. I actually love this trend of like putting the word era at the end of something. Like, that is not necessarily like positive. So like, you know, my no sleep era. I don't want a no sleep era, but I'm in it. And you know what, if it makes it sound slightly more positive, then I'm here for it. But what I did when I got back from the nursery run, instead of like getting straight into the housework, which is something that I would have done before, I would have literally got in and gone, oh my god, the house is a state, rush, run around like a headless chicken, when realistically there is no rush. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? I got back from the nursery run at like 9:30. There was no rush for me to like put all the dishes from yesterday away. I mean, I'm staring at them right now and I am annoyed about it, but at the same time, came home, made my porridge, ate my porridge, had all the extra bits on it, chia seeds, pecans, bloody mashed up banana and all the frozen fruit, popped that all in there. And then I'd taken some out of the bowl and put it into a bowl for Hallie, because she hasn't had breakfast just yet. She had a bottle this morning, but she was so tired because she's obviously not slept. So she's gone down for her nap, and I will give her, or I'll attempt to give her, some porridge when she wakes up. But yeah, I am pleased that I actually took the step to do that. I know it sounds like such a small thing, like feed yourself, but I know as mums, I'm so guilty of it, like just not prioritising it, not prioritising me, like in the slightest. I mean, case in point right now, because this is literal bird's nest central. But yeah, I am trying to get better at it. It's something that I'm working on. And I'm really trying to actively, yeah, just take a bit of accountability for that. Like, I feel like absolute SHIT right now because of lack of sleep, lack of water. I need to keep drinking water. Coffee doesn't help in terms of the dehydration, but it does help in terms of the giving me a little tiny bit of boost of energy in terms of the caffeine. So yeah, you know, we're getting there, guys. I'm going to try and sort a little bit of the house out. Just from over the weekend, I've got like a billion toys to pick up and washing and things like that, all the fun stuff. And then this afternoon, Hallie and I are going to go to a baby group, which is exciting. Hallie and I haven't done too many of those things, just to be honest, because well, it's a me thing, really. Like, I don't know, getting out of the house is sometimes quite daunting. There's always other things to do. And again, like, I haven't prioritised it, but I really want to. And I think she'll get a lot out of it, and I think I will get a lot out of it. Getting out of the house, talking to other mums. I say this a lot, and then I do act on it, and then I never really follow it up. So I wanna get into something regular and see the same faces and, like, you know, actually make, like, a friendship maybe, God forbid. But yeah, that is not until a lot later. So fingers crossed nap times will like coincide with that plan. So like I say, she's asleep now, so if she wakes up in say like 20 minutes or so, then that should work. Like, she should be then do her nap like once the baby group is finished, get her in the car, nap in the car. Yeah, fingers crossed. What I might do is actually take my laptop with me in the car, so that if she falls asleep after the baby group in the car, I can then edit while she naps in the car when I pull up, and then I don't have to disturb her, and I can get a little bit of editing done. Because yeah, I'm really struggling to get editing done during the day, because obviously I've got like the house to sort out, because the house is just a joke. Like, it's actually a joke unless you're constantly doing it. Like, there's just so many dishes and so many clothes and pairs of pants and baby grows, and just like, how do two little people just have this much washing? It's just insane. I know, like I say, I'm preaching to the choir here. It's just never ending, is it? But the thing is, I know that I'm not alone in it, because it makes me feel so much better that you guys are going through the exact same no sleep era as I am. Right, next up, wash him. The wash loads are on, and I am so tired. I'm gonna go have a lay down until Hallie wakes up. Who's betting it's gonna be 5 minutes? Me. But anyway, she's still asleep, so let's go. Right, let's do this. Okay, so I've decided I'm gonna take off the newborn attachment, like the bouncer attachment, to Hallie's high chair, and we're gonna give the big grown-up high chair a go today, because her sitting's getting so much better, and I think it's gonna be a lot easier for her eating wise, because these like bumbo chairs and stuff aren't ideal. This is like apart at the moment, but they're not ideal for weaning. But where she hasn't been sat up independently yet, we kind of had no other option when it came to weaning. But yeah, we're gonna do this. Let's give it a go. We can always reattach it if we need to, but yeah, let's do this. Oh, it's happening! This is harder than I remember. How does this work? Okay. I'm getting there. Amazing. Okay, we got there in the end. Ready? Do you want some porridge? Right, are you ready? Are you ready? Wow, look at this. You can go here. Look at that. What do you reckon? Holly? What do you reckon? Is it strange? Oh. Want to do it? You can do it, there you go. Go on then, go, you can get all messy. You can do it. Good girl. I need to get you some small spoons. Oh dear. To show you. See, this is why you get a dog when you're weaning, isn't it? That's why you do it, Hallie. Right, well, she's just having her last little bit of porridge. I'm going to get her dinner out. So this is like a weaning like ice cube tray thing that I batch cooked some risotto into. Oh my god, it's so frozen. I batch cooked some risotto into it ages ago. I filmed it on a vlog. It must have been probably a couple months ago when we first started weaning, thinking, you know, she's gonna smash weaning and like we'll get this out of the way and we'll be on like proper meals really early doors like we were with George. Not so much, but I'm gonna get one of these out now for dinner ahead of tonight. She probably won't manage most of this, but I'll get it out, thaw it. I'll just keep it in the microwave so it can defrost and then warm that up for later so I don't have to worry about her dinner. Perfect. Now it's time to go have a bath. Look at ya. Look at ya. Did you have fun though? Did you have fun? Good girl. Here we go. All done. Oh dear. Look at you. Hallie's all sorted. She's playing with a nappy, obviously. And I'm going to get ready so that we can go to our little baby class. I love that I'm putting SPF on and it's literally like, haven't seen the sun today. Actually getting it all in my hair. Gross. By the way, I did get maybe 20 minutes of sleep, 15-20 minutes, which is better than nothing. So yeah, I'm definitely still very tired though. But yeah, I did get some jobs done beforehand, so that's good. I don't know about anyone else, but when it comes to like weaning, even if it does like go well and stuff, I just feel like the time it takes to like think of food, make the food, prep it all and everything, and then actually like serve it up and like sit there with them and let them eat it and play with it and make a mess and everything, and then clean it up and then clean them up and get it all like sorted and washed for like the following time, because you're gonna have to do a mealtime in a few hours time. Like, it just takes up your entire life, like feeding a little human, because if you don't wash it up straight away, then it all like crusts on, or it's not ready for the next time you need it. But yeah, it is getting a little bit better. Yeah, she's 7 months turning 8 months, so you know, we're getting close. Can you see her? Okay, honey. She's sat up, but I don't think she knows how to get from a sat position to like, I don't know, forward. I think she's trying to go forward. I want to try and let her do it herself. She's getting a lot better with her sitting as well. Obviously, you would have seen that when she was eating. Like I said, she's getting there with loads of stuff. Just like slowly but surely, she's getting better and better. Okay, we are heading to the baby group. We're going to be late. Hallie is not a happy girl, but I'm hoping a little bit of baby sensory is going to do her some good. Definitely going to do me some good to get out of the house, but I think we're going to leave today here, guys, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye! Hello guys, it is now the next day and you've just joined me after my physio appointment. I was gonna start today's vlog before, but I was running really late. Had to wake Hallie up from her nap and then I came straight here, went into my physio appointment. But I've been going to physio, actually the sun's in my eyes now. I've been going to physio for almost a year now, since April last year. So 10 months, 11 months. And my leg is not getting any better. Like, it's my hip on my leg. Honestly, it's so painful and I get flare-ups all the time, and it's basically since pregnancy with Hallie and then now postpartum. It's just absolutely like shattered. So I've mentioned this a few times, but basically when you're pregnant you get the increased hormone of relaxin, which means that your bones and joints and things are able to move like a lot more. Obviously, say for example in your stomach, to make your rib cage is able to move to make way for a baby, like your hips and things move to like distribute the weight and stuff like that. But essentially, because I had like an overdose of this hormone relaxin, my bones and my hips and like my joints and everything have just basically moved loads, and now they're just in a position that is just not great. So basically, when you're pregnant and postpartum, up to a year postpartum, 6 months a year postpartum apparently, your body is producing this hormone, like an increased amount of this hormone called relaxin, and it literally does exactly that. It relaxes your joints and bones and everything going on in there to make space for a growing baby and a changing body. But basically my joints and everything have just like moved so much that now anytime I bear any weight or do any impact exercise, or even just honestly like walking whilst holding the kids, or just very small amount of movements, it really hurts. And anything like where I have to move my hips in any way, like say for example I'm sat on the floor cross-legged like playing with the kids, or with my legs like akimbo, like out like that, or well, to be honest, just sat in any position that isn't just like sat in a chair like I am now, it's really painful. And I've been going to the physio for almost a year, like I say, and honestly it's not getting any better. Like, I'll have flare-ups, I'll do my exercises that the physio gives me, and then I have flare-ups, and then I reduce those exercises, it gets better, and then I start doing those exercises again and it gets worse. And it's like I'm just in this constant cycle of pain, and I'm on painkillers and stuff, naproxen I think it's called, and yeah, it's like a fairly, you know, decent painkiller, and they do work, but I just don't really want to be on painkillers for the rest of my life, like, to be honest, and it's not really working. I think obviously it's coming up to me being 8 months postpartum, and like I should be seeing, I'm being really consistent with these exercises, and I really should be seeing some sort of improvement. But he's basically said, my physio's basically said, look, it might just be that physio isn't the route for you, and you might have to go for a scan and see if there's something else that we can do, and potentially in the long term look to see if there's some sort of surgery or whatever that might have to be done, because it's just like exhausting. Like the small tasks that are made so much more difficult by having this pain. It's just like, and I've become accustomed to it now. Like, you know, when you're pregnant and things are just like really difficult to do, and then by the time you're not pregnant, you're like, oh my gosh, I dealt with so much when I was pregnant. I didn't even realise it at the time, because you can't become accustomed to being in pain, essentially. Like, at least that was my experience. I know some people are like, you know, very lucky and get zero pain during pregnancy, but I just felt awful during my pregnancies. But yeah, like, this is what it's like every day I carry George or I carry Hallie, I take a bin out like from the house and take it to the street or something. Like, those little tasks, like taking all the bags out from the car back to the house, honestly, all those little daily tasks basically just feel so much harder for me because of this pain, and it is impacting like my daily life basically. And you know, I'm definitely guilty of just not moaning, just cracking on and just suffering in silence essentially. And I think, again, a lot of us, especially throughout pregnancy, like just end up doing that. And I'm a bit sick of it, and I do want to just have a better you know, a better standard of life for myself. So I am gonna obviously carry on doing physio. I'm gonna carry on doing my exercises. I'm gonna go home and do them today because it's not too bad today. I haven't done them in a couple of days because, like I say, I've had a flare up. I'm gonna take a painkiller, do the exercises. I was telling the physio about my exercises giving me flare ups, and he's like changed the exercises. Basically, the exercises are to build up the muscles around my hip to support the joint, so that obviously I've got the strong, that, you know, basically around like my thigh, the back of my leg and my bum. Like, I need to build up those muscles in order to support the joint so that I can, you know, take the bin out and it not be too painful, or carry the kids and go to the park, and even, you know, God forbid, run around with my toddler. Like, that would be really nice. Don't get me wrong, I do those things, but it does hurt, and I'd really like it to not hurt. That'd be great. So yeah, those exercises, I'm carrying on doing them, but it doesn't seem to be working too well at the moment. So I've got another appointment in 6 weeks, and then I think after that appointment we're going to evaluate whether physio is working for me or if it's not. And if it's not, because by that point it will be literally a year since I've been coming to physio, and nothing's changed, like, at all. Actually, I've had bad flare-ups, not too bad flare-ups. Even like right now where I'm not having a flare-up, it's still painful. Like, it's just a milder pain, and I think your threshold changes, doesn't it? But yeah, anyway, I know that I'm probably moaning, but if anyone else has had this kind of issue, postpartum, when you're pregnant, like, pregnancy just F's with your body. Like, it really does. It changes everything, and it doesn't just stop when you're not pregnant. Like, being a woman, wow. The amount of things that have changed in my body. We always focus on like the weight and the gaining weight or the losing of weight, but we never ever think about all these other like hidden things that being a woman and pregnancy and hormones and everything does. Like, the amount of different things that I've had to handle since like my first pregnancy, and then like basically over the last 4 years, since being pregnant for the first time, my body's just all over the place all the time internally, and just like, it's just madness. So yeah, the joys of being a woman, the joys of being a woman. Doesn't help that I'm on my period as well, so that's bloody fantastic for the old mood. But yeah, Hallie and I are going to head back now. I'm going to see what Hello Fresh meals we have for tonight. I completely forgot already. I know they're all really quick ones, so I'm just going to choose which one to do, lay that out, get all the ingredients out, and then yeah, we're gonna go from there, because I'm gonna pick George up from nursery a little bit earlier today because he's got an appointment, and then yeah, we're gonna go from there. Wish me luck. Yes. Right, move it after. Okay. Good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing okay. Hallie's just having her breakfast. She's having some French toast, and I'm about to give her some yogurt after she's finished with her French toast. It's just like normal, like full fat Greek yogurt, and I've just put a little bit of like frozen fruit in there and like mixed it all in together, and it's like all defrosting now, so that will be nice and ready when she's had her French toast. Actually, for that French toast, I batch cooked it a while ago, and it's gone really nicely. So if you wanted to like batch cook French toast or eggy bread, whatever you call it, and then put it in the freezer, it freezes really well. Honestly, her weaning is coming along so well in the last week. I actually haven't vlogged in like almost a week, so it's like the following week since you last saw me, but it's mad how much she's actually like developed even in the last week. So yeah, I made a load of French toast or eggy bread, it's the same thing. Literally in just like a flat dish, I put egg, milk, cinnamon, and then whatever you kind of want. Like, I put a little bit of ground almond in it, because I'm trying to introduce a few allergens as well as egg. Like, we knew that egg was fine, and she's had most nuts as well. Like, she's had peanut, like peanut butter and stuff, so I wanted to do like ground almonds, just to like introduce that, and yeah, like mix that all in together, and then put the flat bits of bread in that so it's soaked all up, and then fried that in the frying pan, and then let that cool down, and then I actually cut it up into little like soldiers sort of thing. That's what she's got at the moment. Then I cut it all up and then froze loads of it, and then I get out a few bits of a morning, and you like it, don't you? You're doing so well. Oh, good girl. Look at all those teeth. So yeah, I've actually been batch cooking quite a lot for her, and it's now to a point where she's got a whole full drawer in the freezer and I don't have to batch cook for ages. I'm so stupid though, I never ever film it because I'm always doing it within a nap time or like really rushing, and I feel like if I am trying to then film it, like it will just take a lot longer, obviously, because you have to get the angles and the shots and make sure you're like, yeah, getting the right stuff in and whatever. So yeah, I haven't filmed like any of it, but I've got a whole drawer full of stuff in the freezer. I might just show you quickly. So this is Hallie's drawer of batch cooked goodies. I've got loads of like, these ones for example are the fritters that I make, and they're a mixture of different veggie fritters. These ones at the bottom here are carrot fritters. I put carrot and turmeric and cumin in those. Obviously no salt or anything, but it gives it a lot more flavour using a bit of spice. And then these ones at the top are potato and rosemary. So they're really, really nice as well, actually. I tried a couple of those and they have a lot of flavour, and I feel like sometimes that's where we go wrong with baby food, is they don't have any flavour. And that's what I did with George. Once he actually was eating, obviously it took Hallie a little bit longer to like get to a point where she was actually even putting food in her mouth. But once George was doing that, I was like introducing lots of different flavours, and he's such a foodie, like he'll eat anything pretty much. You okay? You okay? Yeah, he'll pretty much eat anything, and I'm hoping that that will be the case for Hallie as well. Obviously, I know you can't like always guarantee that your kid's not going to be a fussy eater, but and they'll definitely go through fussy phases, because wow, George has gone through like all the phases where all he would eat is like, yeah, chicken nuggets and wedges or whatever. But yeah, like just carrying on and introducing those foods. Like he now pretty much eats what we eat, obviously, unless we're having something spicy, then we give him something different. But he's pretty easy to please when it comes to food. Fingers crossed we can continue that trend with Hallie once she's mastered like actually picking up food and putting it into her mouth. But yeah, the baby-led weaning approach with like finger foods and stuff seems to actually be working now, whereas before it just wasn't. So I think it's just a matter of like introducing different things all the time and just seeing what sticks, and then also revisiting the things that didn't work before. So for example, like spoon feeding, she really likes holding a spoon and then like trying to put it to her mouth and stuff. Obviously it goes everywhere, like it literally goes everywhere, and it's just chaos. She will not let me spoon feed her, like she won't open her mouth, she's not a fan of it. So I'm just kind of letting her do it and seeing how we get on. And you know what, like yeah, it's messy, very messy, and we've had a lot of baths, don't we, Hallie? In the long term that will probably be better, but yeah, at the moment it's just very messy. This is that French toast that I batch cooked, and that's like a whole lump of French toast. So I'll literally just like break off a bit, pop it in the microwave to defrost, and then that will be like a few bits of those will be her breakfast, which is exactly what she's having now. And it's obviously all frozen here, but as soon as you defrost it, all that egg and everything makes the toast really, really like almost soggy, but like in a nice way. And I've tasted some after defrosting it. It tastes really sweet because of the cinnamon and stuff, but it hasn't got any sugar or salt in it, so it's perfect for baby-led weaning. Other thing she's got for breakfast are these little oat banana bars. I actually made them in the air fryer using these little silicone like cupcake things, and just put in like the mixture, and it's literally just like a little oat and banana and egg like batter basically, and I put a little bit baking powder in there as well, and pop them in the air fryer for I think about 10 minutes. But to be honest, just Google oat banana bars like for baby-led weaning, and that's the recipe that I followed. Like I always follow a recipe, I'm not making this stuff up. So I pop them in the air fryer, and she's been having those for breakfast as well. Again, these are obviously frozen. I just put them in the microwave, defrost, and then they're ready to go. Or sometimes if I defrost them overnight, I can then just put them in the toaster or something to make them nice and toasty. It just depends. And then these ones are little carrot and cinnamon fritters. These are similar to the turmeric and cumin ones that I showed you a second ago, but these ones are sweeter, I guess, because they've just got cinnamon, so it's more breakfasty. It kind of tastes a bit like carrot cake because it's got like cinnamon and carrot. Yeah, really yummy, really, really yummy. And obviously Hallie likes them as well. Again, I'll just defrost those. And they're ready to go. So they're like breakfasty bits. Oh yeah, these are the basically the exact same things but in a muffin form, like the carrot and cinnamon ones. These are the little muffin ones. They're basically the same recipe, but again, you put them into a little silicone, like you don't have to have a silicone one, you can have it just in a baking tray or like a Yorkshire pudding tray or something. But that's what I use because I use the air fryer because it's cheaper than using the oven, to be honest. So yeah, I've obviously got loads of bits, as well as like your porridge, your Weetabix, your toast. I've got some bits in the freezer ready to go, and I don't have to like every morning whip up some like gourmet meal. I've like done it maybe 3 or 4 times on a weekend, and now I've got a load of stuff stashed in the freezer, which is just really helpful. I've still got a few like purees and stuff. This one is sweet potato and carrot puree, but it's so like such a massive portion that I didn't really think this through. I should have put it into smaller portions so that I could get one out at a time. But that's like a puree for, I don't know, just a side, like on the side of a meal, I guess. And then I think I've showed you this one before. This is like the perfect little portion sizes for baby like meals basically, and these are little bits of, I've got mainly all of that's risotto. This is butternut squash risotto, and then that one I think is a chicken, like a creamy chicken pasta that I did. That was a tiny little bit left over, so I was like, oh, I'll shove it in that spare cube. Rest of which are here. I'm using the tea towel because it's really cold because it's metal. But yeah, these are the other portions of that pasta that I made. It's like chicken, peas, cheese, like it was just like quite a yummy pasta. It was one of George's meals and I made extra for Hallie. And then I actually just whizzed it up a little bit in the food processor. So it was like a little bit more manageable for her. But yeah, I've just popped those all in again, these little silicone things. These are coming in really handy because they're like perfect portion size again for her. And it's just a lot easier, and it's really comforting knowing that I've got all of this in the freezer ready to go. And then for lunches, I'm basically just doing like either peanut butter on toast, one of those fritters for example. I'm also tending to just pop a little bit of veg in the air fryer or something for her because I feel like it tastes a lot nicer rather than it just being boiled. Obviously it has to be at a certain texture where it's like you're able to squish it between your fingers so that again it's manageable for her and she's not going to choke on anything. So with the air fryer I always pop it on low and then just pop either the carrots or the parsnips or potatoes or sweet potatoes, they're all really great ones, or butternut squash, something like that. Pop that in the air fryer on a lower heat for like 5-10 minutes so it goes really like soft, and then bump it up to give it a little bit, maybe pop a bit of oil on it, maybe like I say like a bit of cumin, a bit of, I don't know, ground coriander, something, like a little bit of something to give it a bit of flavour. Obviously because you can't use salt loads, and I just chuck salt on everything for when it comes to me, but obviously for babies they can't have a lot of salt, so I pop on a little bit of spice or a little bit of like not spicy spice but like flavourful spice, and then maybe a bit of herb or something like that to give it a bit of flavour, and she loves it, and it goes really squishy still, but she can still hold it and pick it up. Right, anyway, you look like you're pretty much done with that. Do you want this? You want to feed yourself? Okay. Good luck with that. Hey, good girl. Well done. Yummy. Sometimes I give her a spoon and then I give myself a spoon, and then I try and see if I can feed her a little bit. Do you want me to feed you a little bit? Good girl. But I just try not to push it too much because I don't want her to be traumatised. She does really well with just like straight Greek yogurt, which I thought would be a little bit too sharp for her, but she seems to really like it. Hey, obviously it's got a little bit of fruit in it, but it's not like sweet fruit particularly. It's like summer fruits, just like the frozen bag of fruit that you would get like from a supermarket in the freezer aisle. Again, just defrost that. You can see a theme here with my weaning technique is the frozen food, or like the use of the freezer after making something is just like key for just getting, you know, it's just easier. It's so much easier rather than having to make something every single time. And then I'm also not having to rely on like processed stuff and too many pouches. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the pouch, like whatsoever. I've relied heavily on pouches in the past, and I definitely still will use pouches, like without a doubt. But for the early days of weaning, I'm trying to not rely on them too much. Obviously when we're out and about, 100% I will be using pouches. Like we haven't really got to a point where we're going out like and Hallie's eating like meals, so we've gone out a few times and we've just ended up skipping her meal because she's not really relying on it so much for like to like fill her up yet. It's more getting used to things and things like that, but it is getting to a point where she will need actual like meals, like breakfast, lunch, dinner. Anyway, hi, Hallie is due her nap. She's actually overdue her nap. That is actually when her nap was due, and that is the time, so we're 7 minutes overdue, Hallie. So you need to get you nice and clean and go for your nap, although you look pretty happy, which is nice. Hey, you're not gonna like like it if I try and take you to bed, are you? But you've been up for like 3.5 hours, so it's time for a little nap, darling, and then I can tidy up and we'll go again at lunchtime. While we're talking about food, and I just mentioned lunchtime, I'm actually going to give Hallie one of these at lunch. These are called arancini balls, and it's basically risotto, which she had last night for dinner. One of those risottos that I showed you in the little like cube thing, and George also had risotto, and then there was a little bit left over which I made arancini balls with, which is basically you get like the leftover risotto, roll it up into your hands, obviously once it's cooled down, roll it up into your hands and then cover it with like the ball in flour and then dip it in egg and then dip it in breadcrumbs, and then I just pop that in the air fryer, and then I made these little balls, so it's really good for like baby-led weaning again. It obviously breaks up in their mouth really nice and easily because it's just little bits of like risotto, and obviously like veg and all that kind of stuff that was in the risotto. It's perfect little lunchtime, rather than having to, I'm not being funny, like she gets so messy with like spoon feeding that I thought that baby-led weaning approach might be a little bit easier, plus I have to get less involved, and it's obviously better for her hand-eye coordination and all that kind of stuff, which is something that we're working on with Hallie because she's taking her sweet time. But we are definitely getting there. She's getting on so much better than she was a couple of weeks ago. And then after lunch, we are going to a baby group again, which we went to last week, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm really liking getting out of the house a little bit more, putting a little bit less pressure on myself for like the housework and just sorting everything all the time. I just feel like, no, like life's too short to just be on that constant like hamster wheel of making sure everything's perfect all the time. Like it really doesn't have to be. And yeah, that's sort of where I'm at with it, and I feel like I'm in a decent place with it, at least for now anyway. I'm sure that won't always be the case, but yeah, that's what our plan is for today. But yeah, I'm gonna go and take her upstairs, wash her down a little bit, and then we're gonna go to our baby group a little bit later after a nap time and after lunchtime. But yeah, I think that's where I am going to leave today's vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye! 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever.